Welcome to Podpinions, where the world's on fire and we show up like it's a backyard barbecue. Politicians, roasted. Woke trends, torch. Common sense, we've got you covered.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Podpinions.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Bruce. We are back.
Last show of the year, huh?
Yeah, last show. Officially, we're recording this the 30th of December,
That's
2025.
Right. Can you believe we're actually going into 2026?
No, it's gone fast, really fast. I mean,
too fast.
Like September stalled a little bit, and since it's been runaway freight train.
Nuts. It's like, it's like there's so much going on. Like, where do we even begin?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
you said, let's do a recap of the year. Like, where do we start?
Yeah, well, it started out like a ball of fire. I can tell you that for the first 3 months.
Well, you and I had
a political,
right? You and I had a discussion about this earlier,
yeah.
And you said you had. Well, actually, we'll back up. I get a text message from him at like 7:00 in the morning, right? And it was this long diatribe about Trump, and so I'm thinking to myself, It was about the Antichrist and what was the other? I can't even remember.
Yeah, there's stuff going all over the place about theories and all that stuff. And what I had said was basically I'm taking a break. I need to see results of why this person was elected. So I'm still all for it. I think it still can be done, but the administration is not doing anything. You got Pam Bondi. Nobody's in cuffs yet. Nothing is stuck as far as the courts. We're still, now the big thing is Minneapolis. It's like, okay, can we start and
finish something?
Finish something, right? Until we start something else.
I actually have that here, but it was like at the bottom of the pile.
Not saying that we shouldn't go full force and clean house there, but we got a lot of debris that we got to clean up
absolutely.
First. You know what I mean?
Where was this thing? Now I can't find it. Bummer. I had it. It was this whole. Oh, here it is. This kid, Nick Shirley, he's 23 years old. He's a YouTuber, right? And he's got like over 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
I don't know what it was before.
No, I don't either.
This, but
well, no, it was up there.
Was it?
Yeah, It was way up there.
Okay.
But he's this kid, conservative, and he actually spoke at the White House. Mm-hmm. They had like some kind of, I don't know, a meeting of minds, and he happened to get invited. And this was back in September, maybe.
No.
Anyhow, what he did, he uncovered more corruption in Minnesota with this child care day center or the daycare thing.
Daycare stuff, yeah.
And
yeah, so what he did is he hooked up with a guy who's been investigating this stuff on his own, like just
they're both of them are independents.
Yep. And they hooked up.
And they went knocking on doors.
Started, hello.
And what was funny was there was one that it's on his YouTube channel if you want to go watch it. It's kind of fascinating, but. Yeah.
And it's just matter of fact. He's not trying to.
Yeah, he's not trying to do anything. He's just trying to get some information.
Get some information, real, actual information. So, why are all these daycare centers getting all these millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars?
So this one viral scene, he's standing in front of a supposed quality learning center, misspelled on the sign as a learning center.
Leering.
Yeah,
they forgot the N.
Learing.
The Leering Center.
A daycare center that can't even spell learning right. Yeah. So he deadpans to the camera. The building appears abandoned at midday on a weekday.
Right.
And then some guy like walks up and asks him, like, what are you doing? Yep. And he said, well, where are all the kids? The door's locked and it's dark. And when he told him what was going on, this guy vamoosed. I mean, he just disappeared. And that happened to like all these different places. And the thing that ties them all together is they're all Somalians.
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, it doesn't look good for the representative there happens to be from the same country and has been on recorded video basically saying that she's going to support her home country, not the, she doesn't come out and say not the U.S., but her allegiance is to Somalia.
It's unbelievable. So the Somalian Americans make up 82 of the 92 defendants charged in this whole Minnesota fraud thing. And that's according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota. Right. And there were 14 Minnesota-run programs since 2018 that like $9 billion have been, moved from point A to point B, and there's nothing.
I even saw, and I don't remember what her title was, but she came out and said that the one, I don't know if it was the Leering Center or
how stupid can you be?
I just happen to think it was that one. She came out and said that had been closed due to lack of children attending or something like that. And then somebody went back like 2 days later and they were shuffling kids in there to make it look like it was being used. So they can't even get their story straight.
They got caught with their pants down.
But unfortunately, this is just
the tip of the iceberg.
This is like a dot. This is like a piece of sand throwing it into the ocean of all the corruption going on.
Well, in Minnesota, too, besides this, there's all kinds of Medicare and Medicaid fraud going on.
Yep. And then because of what happened in Minnesota, now I'm seeing people are starting to investigate some of these other blue states like Washington, and they're starting to get documentation of the same type of fraud that's going on. I don't know whether it's the same type of community, but it's the same type of fraud. So
it's running rampant.
When, Tim Waltz was on camera, he signed in that something about the driver's license being for illegals and
well, they're asking him to resign now.
Yeah, well, hey, Tim, we're going to turn the page.
The guy's an idiot.
So
how could he not think that he wasn't going to get caught or that they weren't going to get caught with this? Well, he came out, and, honest to God, they showed videos of this dude actually saying how he's been trying to fight this corruption since 2018.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for a place like X, thank you, Elon. And thank you, Al Gore, for inventing the internet that we're able to see this. Thank you.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Al Gump.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, but what aggravates me is everybody knows this has been going on forever. And especially the people on both sides know that there's fraud going on because you have different government agencies, you got different attorneys, you got different
judges,
you got different bureaucrats. They knew what was going on.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody kept it hush hush until the public.
Yeah, a 23-year-old kid blows the lid off of this thing. I think that's funny.
Oh,
not funny, ha ha.
No, right?
Like
no,
the other kind of funny. I mean, according to our vice president Vance, reposting Nick Shirley's 42-minute report, he said, "This dude has done far more useful journalism than any of the winners of the 2024 Pulitzer Prizes."
Absolutely. And I think,
yeah, but now there's going to be a hit out on this kid. You wait.
But well, it's out there now. So now there's going to be thousands of people looking into this because it's exposed now. And now it's not only going to be Minnesota, it's going to be across the country. And I just saw a post on, I'll try to get a link to it, how to FOIA, different requests for some of these different, what do they call them? The grants and all this other money that's being handed out.
Well,
it's not a very difficult thing to do, but they do kind of make it difficult if you don't do it the right way.
All right. So here's my big question. Pam Bondi's doing basically nothing. I am so disappointed with this woman. You do have an idea. And because they kept saying, we're going to lock them up.
Mhm.
Well, nobody's gotten locked up yet, to my knowledge, other than some fringe, people.
We've gone on with the never-ending Epstein files.
Right. That's still.
So is the Epstein files just a way to keep us busy so we don't look into this other stuff, or
I don't know.
Vice versa? It's like,
Well, the big thing is this Trey Gowdy 2.0, where the gums flap and nothing happens.
well, that's what it looks like it's happened. Yeah. I think it's.
I used to love Trey Gowdy,
Yeah.
right? And he'd sit there in these Senate hearings and he would just rip these guys apart.
Mhm.
And then nothing happened.
Right.
Zero.
Strong letters.
Yeah, who cares? I want to see perp walks.
So
That's what I want to see.
I think the nation is very. It's been kind of quiet, I think, because everybody actually sees what's going on and the level of frustration is growing. And when you tell somebody so many times that don't do this or don't do that, and then they keep doing it, when a person starts like just getting quiet, that means they've basically had enough. Like, you're not getting it, and there's going to be consequences now, and you better start getting it. I'm going to give you, this amount of time in my own time frame for you to understand that I'm not joking. This needs to get done. And I think, all this flap about, we got the whole frickin' country having to choose between Muslims and Jews. What is going on? What happened to America first? It's like, what are we doing? It's just stupid. I'm not paying taxes for another country. I'm paying taxes so vets don't live under a bridge.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
So what's all the games? And I really think the games are because everything is so corrupt. It's just so broken that if the people start realizing what is going on, and this is part of it, this is only the tip of the iceberg. You've got, learning centers, you got the education system.
Oh, I read it. Yeah, I read another thing about the Medicare fraud.
You got medical, all this medical stuff. You've got resources for everybody and their uncle.
No, go back to the medical thing. Within this article
Mhm.
that I read about Nick, what's his name?
Shirley, right?
Nick Shirley. They're a couple, husband and wife, Somalians again, in Minnesota, got prosecuted for Medicare fraud and Medicaid fraud. The guy owns a delicatessen. They wound up pleading guilty, and it was like $2.3 million that they rerouted in Medicare fraud. Now, how does a delicatessen do that?
Right.
They had all these holding companies, and they were transferring money from this account to that account to this account. It was like a not a Ponzi scheme, but like a shell game almost.
Yeah. It's just moving it around in circles. That's what these NGOs do. That's what all the money goes out, goes back into the coffers for the elections, get people elected, and we keep electing the same people over and over and over again, and nothing's getting done. It's just getting worse. Now, the Somalians, I don't know whether they're just too arrogant or stupid, but they are just the example of.
Well, if you can't spell learning,
Well, but my point is, this is happening even with Americans.
oh, absolutely. Look at some of the crap that goes on around here.
Growing up around here, you know somebody living in the projects, driving a Escalade. There's only a couple ways to do that.
Don't get me started on that.
So we know it's going on.
Okay.
It's just that we've been lulled into the fictional story that if you work hard and you pay your taxes, or if you don't pay your taxes, you get cash and you hoard the cash, you'll be fine. Screw the government. Get the cash. The cash don't mean nothing. It's zero. Like, I got to do it. I got to do it.
You got to do it? What are you doing?
I got to do it. It's like...
Oh, here we go. He's pulling out his busted wallet. Oh, he did this to me earlier.
This.
It's a dollar bill.
Right there. 1913, Federal Reserve Bank.
No, Federal Reserve didn't come in until what? It's right here. Whatever it was, whatever year it was. There was no Federal Reserve in 1913.
The central bank took control in 1913.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected, even though I printed the article out.
That paper is worth more than this. So as of today, I looked on before we came on today, U.S. debt is $38,380,536,146,996.03.
My calculator doesn't even go that high.
That's as of 12/30/2025. So when you pay for something with this, you need 38,380,536,146,995 more of these to break even. That's nuts. It's nuts. And I just happened to look up the Federal Reserve, what their assets are worth, because the Federal Reserve prints our money, or not prints our money. I guess the government prints our money. But the Fed regulates it, which is a private entity. It's not, the Federal Reserve doesn't mean anything as far as being
it's
part
just
of the
a name.
government. Their assets are worth in 2025, $6.6 trillion. So they're lending money to our government.
What's the
and
interest
the government
rate?
is in debt to the bank,
Which is a private entity.
$38 trillion.
And who owns the bank?
But the bank's assets are only $6.6 trillion. So the bank's under
Everybody's underwater.
$31 trillion.
Yeah, right.
So it's a game. It's all a game. The Somalians with the $8 billion, you've been screwed. You've been screwed. I'm sorry, but leering, that extra N, may have saved you a couple Federal Reserve notes, but they're screwed. We're screwed. The only thing you have of value is something, and that's what all the people with fake money, they have assets, which, houses, land, whatever. So for the young kids coming up that are basically screwed because the education system's dog crap.
I don't know how my grandson's going
Degrees are, like I said, this is, you're paying with this stuff for a degree and it means nothing. It's just nothing. So you need some kind of trade or something that you have a value that you can trade for your services. In other words, if you bake bread, well, somebody grows tomatoes, so you swap it. I mean, that's really the only thing of value that's really ever been really worth anything. And they've created a system, and I think it's to hide this. I think it's to hide that this isn't worth nothing.
Well, that 72, Nixon ended the gold standard.
Yeah. But even before that, the Federal Reserve Bank was, in charge of the money distribution.
Right.
But they didn't.
Now, you also looked up, or I looked up, you asked me to look something up about the inflation rate.
So, part of the question I had was the inflation rate, and between the general average between 1790 and 1913 was about 0.04% per year. Now, there were some volatile periods during the Civil War, and income tax was implemented. Everything else was based on basically trade and tariffs. So anything that came in, the country that was bringing the stuff in was tariffed. And what did they do? They created doubloons or coins or
gold, silver.
Right. So that's the monetary value that was traded. I'm sure they probably traded in goods too. Maybe they built ships for,
there's all
you know
kinds
what I mean?
of stuff going on.
You know, stuff like that.
My question is about the silver prices going crazy now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but
That's another thing. That's
the silver's
getting
going
ready.
wacko.
If you have, you know,
Sterling silver.
yeah.
Hang on to it.
Silverware set, the punch bowls with the cups, you know, your grandmother always put out at Christmas time or, excuse me. And this is just an example of, I think all the inflation, the deflation, all this was just created to hide the fact that really this means nothing. It's just
Well, it hasn't
something
meant
that
anything.
we take our time and energy and our trade, whatever it is, music or building a house or whatever it is, you take your skill and you put in the time. And in that time, you're given this as a not reward, but as a part of saying this is what your time or energy is worth, that you can go and trade this for something. Now you don't have to build a house for somebody, or you don't have to trade a loaf of bread for a bag of tomatoes. And they've built everything on this. Like, I understand they're bringing back all they're talking about bringing back jobs and cars and all. What about clothing factories? Or
Well, we had the Lady Garment Workers Union had a resort up in Bushkill.
Mm-hmm.
It was huge. It was a great resort. I played many a gig there, and over the years, and they used to bring big bands in and whatnot. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Where the garment,
Right. It all went overseas.
right?
And we all traded it for
That
Well, we traded it for being able to, I guess, we changed our system from a goods and services system to strictly monetary. I mean, they're not building factories here. They're putting
they're building
big
those
box
stupid
stores up. They're
No,
putting
not just
warehouses to
warehouses.
hold the stuff to go into the big box stores. But nobody's building the factories that makes the stuff that goes in there. And we've built, probably since the mid 70s to especially in the 80s. And we've changed our goods and services or traded them off to other countries. And we worked on putting our cotton pieces of paper with pictures on it into our 401ks and all that stuff. And that was the big push, is the Wall Street and, what you can save and cash and, taxes, save taxes, any way you can do about. Well, it's all nonsense. You're getting paid with a piece of paper that is
worthless.
underwater $38+ trillion.
I mean, look at our pennies.
Yeah, they stopped making pennies because it's too expensive. Yeah, well, that's part of that 3 cents. Where the heck are we going to get that 3 cents?
They're going to round it up. Not round it down. They're going to round it up.
Got to have a nickel now.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
So it's like when you see that and you just sit back and realize, and that's another thing with people with cash. Taxes were put in place. You can say whether they were legal or not. They implemented the 16th Amendment, and then this was created, the Fed. But
that was Woodrow Wilson, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anybody that believes cash is king, it's all part of the same scheme. Now you're getting away with it until it gets so big that it's not going to matter. Because once the government or another government conquers our government and says that this is no longer legal, or
it's going to be the yen.
Yeah. So
that's what the whole silver thing was about.
Everybody's going to be knocked down to being equal. Doesn't matter what your condo, where your condo is, where you vacation. You've all been lied to, basically, that this actually means something. And it only means something when the people keep believing in it.
Well, let's just back up to the silver thing. In case you haven't heard, we're alluding to this silver thing, like hoarding silver. Not hoarding, but if you have silver, keep it. Is that the Chinese are pretty much the sole source for silver for the electronics industry. Mm-hmm. And all electronics, cell phones, microphones, lights, whatever. Chips, they use silver as a conductor. And
electronics in cars.
Right. So if they decide to pull the plug on us for supplying us, we're screwed.
Yep. Now,
because what happened, I said to Bruce earlier, it's like, what happened to all the silver mines that were in this country? Like, where did it all go? How is it that the Chinese have become the sole source of silver on the planet?
Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder. It's probably all these green regulations that are going to kill us.
Right.
The global warming crowd that's talked us into believing that, all the oceans are going to overflow by whatever date it was.
I just saw it
10 years ago.
I just recently saw a picture of, I'm trying to remember where it was. It was an island somewhere, and it had a building on it. It wasn't the Statue of Liberty, but I've seen those pictures too. But anyhow, they show a picture from like 1890 of this building on this little island, and then they show one from like last year, and the water level's exactly the same.
Well, that's the whole point is like the insurance companies.
It cracks me up.
Would they allow anybody to buy any kind of house anywhere near the coastline? Not even on the coastline that might get flooded, but a mile away from the coastline.
So check this out. All right. My house is in a floodplain. It never was. Mm. So the Army Corps of Engineers, we have a lake across the street. It's literally 150 yards away. There's a stream 300 yards away that feeds the lake. And then there's another stream maybe a quarter of a mile down a road that feeds the lake from the other side. Now, for all these years, no problem. Army Corps of Engineers redoes all the flood zones. All of a sudden, the flood zone goes right through the middle of my property. And I'm not even on the part where the house is. It's like on this one little corner of the yard, right? I now have to have flood insurance. We've never had a flood ever since the house has been there.
But it's mandated?
I have to have it.
You have to have it, yeah.
Well, if I didn't I still have a mortgage, so the mortgage company makes me have flood insurance, which is it's obscene, like how much you have to pay for that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's still the same thing with the insurance or drugs or you see the cost of the medication out there compared to some of these other countries, and it's all this crap. That's all it is. It's a joke. It's, what are you going to do? Charge somebody 2,000 of these things here to get life-saving drugs when this is $38 trillion underwater? I mean, how does that work?
I just had a conversation with a doctor about this because you look at some of these drug prices and it's insane. I mean, seriously insane, right? So I had a really bad bronchial infection like a month and a half ago. So the doctor prescribed a drug for me, and I went to pick it up, and it was like $180 for like a month's supply, right? It's like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I paid, and my insurance wouldn't pay for it. Mm-hmm. So, or they paid a portion of it. So I'm thinking to myself, so I said something, and then I talked to a doctor friend of mine, and he said, well, there's no money in healing people or having healthy people. Because why? Big Pharma wants everybody to be sick so they can keep selling them drugs.
Right. But when you really look at the monetary value of everything,
it's a joke.
What is the real? In other words, if they really just sit back and realize that this is worth nothing, so the billions of trillions of dollars that they're making doesn't mean anything, then what's behind all the drugs? What's the concept behind all the drugs other than, is it some kind of control? It all boils down to like a magic trick, or, you hear the old term snake oil salesman. It's all a magic trick. It's like, watch this hand while this hand does the,
right.
The trick over
Absolutely.
here. So,
but if you think about it, though, our entire economy is not the entire economy, but Big Pharma with all these drugs runs our country.
Right. But it's based on what? They're not building anything. They're not the same with insurance companies. So they're not producing anything that really has anything that will sustain a society. It's not housing. It's not electricity. No. It's not. Yes, some of the drugs help people, but now we got like armies. It's an army. I'd like to know how many psychologists, psychiatrists are out there.
There's a zillion of them.
Probably multiple times as many as our service members there.
Oh, absolutely. But all right, I was thinking about this when I went to go pick that prescription up at the pharmacy, right? I walk into the pharmacy, I go up to the counter, and there's like 5 people milling around like little worker bees. And then a pharmacist is there, playing the great, powerful Wizard of Oz, doing whatever he does in the middle of the room. And I see on the side everybody's orders, right? I mean, we're talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little bags for people to pick their drugs up. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is sad. I mean, I remember being a kid and going to the local pharmacy. It was a mom and pop thing. It was Livingston Pharmacy in Livingston, New Jersey. Bob Fine was the pharmacist. Everybody in town knew the guy. You'd go in, he'd have to order something. You didn't see like thousands of bags sitting there waiting to be picked up.
Right. Yeah.
And that was in the 60s. So how did it change from then till now?
Right.
Like,
are we being drugged into
submission,
stupidity, submission?
Yeah,
what is
absolutely.
it? Because this doesn't mean anything.
Absolutely. I mean, just look at all the pot places now. Like New Jersey, this friend of ours he was shooting a match. He's a competition shooter. So he was going to Phillipsburg, New Jersey. He goes over to Bridge and he said, there's this pot dispensary there and it's legal, right? He said there was a line around the block waiting to get into this place.
All eating Doritos?
Yeah, right. But the funny thing is, like in Pennsylvania, it's still illegal for recreational use, I believe. I'm not sure because I don't do this stuff. But the cops are sitting there at the bridge waiting for the people. They watch them come out and then boom, busted.
Right.
I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's that all about?
Right.
It's like the dumbing down of America.
It's the same thing with all the regulations and the licenses and all this other stuff. It's just almost like a way to keep us preoccupied from what's really going on.
No, I don't even think it's keeping people preoccupied.
People just want power.
I don't even think it's...
And the king doesn't have any clothes on.
Right. But I don't think it's a matter of keeping us distracted, or I really think that it's a way of putting their thumb on us.
Yeah.
To hold us down.
Probably, because if that doesn't mean anything, then whoever's eating out at, whatever most expensive restaurant versus somebody thinking that they have to go to McDonald's, it's all crap.
Right.
It's all just perception.
Oh,
that's all it is.
You heard
perception.
You heard this too today, I think. The new mayor of New York with the free buses, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the free bus fare just went up $3.
Free plus 3.
I laughed so hard.
Yeah. It's like
that guy's got his head so far up his ass it's coming out his mouth.
He just talks a good game. He's a snake oil salesman, just like the rest of
but
them.
all these people voted for him.
And the sad part is we got people living under bridges that fought for our country or served in our country that they can't have a house. You got these idiots stealing money that doesn't mean anything, but we don't have money that doesn't mean anything to give these people a place to live.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And it's disgusting.
Actually,
it's just humanity.
I read an article, the town I grew up in, Livingston, New Jersey. I keep bringing that up. The shopping mall there, which was like this huge mall on the other side of town from where I lived. It was great. Well, it is now a ghost town. There's nothing left. They shut it down and they're going to build condos, I believe. But somebody said what they should do is the township or the government should take over the malls, these ones that are all, vacant, and turn them into either senior housing or housing for veterans.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That'd be great.
They've got like all this stuff already built in.
Yeah.
There's
lighting, there's electricity, there's
but
heat,
make it apartments, make them into apartments.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
They
got a food court, you got, all this stuff.
Cafeteria. Right. No, that's a good idea.
But nobody wants to do that.
Yeah. That might take some of the money away that doesn't mean anything from somebody's pocket. So back to cash, the people that are paying cash. Now, the concept is people, you are given a monetary stipend, I guess you would say, for your services based on whoever you work for or whatever you do. So if you're self-employed or work for somebody, this is how we've put in place that you're going to be able to trade other than having to go to the store or go to a restaurant, wash the dishes.
But it used to be backed by gold.
Yes, right.
So it actually had value.
Yes. Now there's nothing. It's just the government backs
I still want to know why.
With what is it, the securities and treasuries and freaking $38 trillion in debt. How good is
there's 3 frickins tonight so far? 3 frickins. Keeping count.
How good is the treasuries and securities?
No, but I mean, my big question though is why did Nixon get rid of the gold standard?
Yeah,
I have not gotten a good answer from anybody, including banker friends.
No, because I don't know whether it was supposed to wake people up earlier. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But back to cash. The concept is you're supposed to be paid with this, and then you give back a percentage to the community through taxes. I mean, that's what the concept was. So started out just like the Parkway. Oh, we're only going to charge a toll until we pay for the Parkway.
Yeah, right.
It's still going on as far as I know.
And when was the Parkway built?
Yeah.
You were talking about Garden State Parkway.
We're only going to pay for crossing the bridge until we get paid for it, until we pay for what it costs. So the concept is that so that you get paid this and then a percentage of that goes back into the government and they work on the roads and
which doesn't
schooling happen. And all this stuff. So people are basically told that's how it's supposed to be. And then you have people that work only in cash. So they pay for everything in cash. They destroy other people to be able to hoard cash. And they pay for cash. They use cash. And then they use the same services that other people are using. Schooling, the roads, but they don't contribute to it because they're paying for cash. So they skirt all that and they're using what I'm paying for in taxes with useless money. On top of that, they're using my time and services to what I'm supposed to be paying for to maintain. So they're thieves as well.
Oh, absolutely. I saw a guy recently. I was at the supermarket.
And I don't think they're any different from the Somalis, to be honest with you.
No. I was at a supermarket recently, and I walked in, and the guy pulls out an EBT card, but he had to pull out a wad of hundreds like this first before he pulled out the EBT card. And I just stood there and I was thinking about it. It's like, wow, is this wrong? Like, what is he doing for that wad of cash?
Right.
Number one. And then why has he got an EBT card?
If he has a lot of cash.
Right. I don't get it.
But that's what society's plummeted itself into. This is the God that you sold your soul for. And that tax was part of the whole kind of waking up this morning and saying, you know, this is what our country has sold its soul for. Right there. And it means nothing because
it means
there's
something.
nothing backing it.
Josh Shapiro just gave himself a raise.
Yeah. Well.
And our tax dollars are paying for his private residence.
As you can see, his raise is worth about as much as what he's doing for this state.
Oh, true.
For its constituents.
Now, what's funny, you were talking about taxes, right? So when I first moved here a million years ago, I came from New Jersey, and I don't know, I went a couple years, I was paying my income tax and all that stuff. And then I went to get a concealed carry permit for my handgun. So they said to me when I went to apply, this is when you applied in person, we need a copy of your Berkheimer. You need a letter. You need a letter from Berkheimer. It's like, what's that? Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah. Like nobody ever, but my accountant never even said anything. Yeah. Well, I was still using the guy in Jersey. So my accountant in Jersey. So he didn't know anything about it.
School tax in our area.
Yeah, right. So ready for this one? Talk about a scam.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 1% of your gross income.
I think it might have went up.
Did it? I don't know.
I don't know.
So anyhow, it was 1% of your gross. And nobody knows about this tax. And Berkheimer is like the separate corporation that has nothing to do with the government.
Right. And then if you move here and you don't know about it,
you can get whacked big time.
In 3 years, they'll do an audit and then charge you interest.
And penalties. That's what happened to me because I didn't know about it.
Right. Yeah. That's a scam too.
Yeah. Total scam.
Yep. Where's the money go?
Nobody knows.
Ask any township around here.
Nobody knows.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Berkheimer tax. Yeah. It's like, I want to find out.
Going to the magic debt.
But ferry. No, I want to find out.
The magic debt ferry.
Is there a Mr. Berkheimer?
See if this is real because,
it's probably
it's got to be important because you wouldn't want to print fake money to take in place of the fake money that we're using.
That's right. Damn it. Let's go back. Remember when quarters were made of real silver?
Yeah.
And now they're
I don't remember, but I remember getting them. Not that old.
When we were kids.
No, yeah. Yes.
They were silver.
Yes.
And same thing with like silver dollars.
Right.
Now now it's like steel, like plated.
Back to the silver thing. People have bought into purchasing silver on the stock market and securities or whatever they are through the banks.
Or you can go to like one of these brokers.
Right.
But they only give you a certificate.
But the secret is supposedly now, this is allegedly, the banks have nowhere near the amount of silver that they do have in certificates. And the silver price keeps moving up. So that means it takes more silver to pay for that dollar's worth. It's really not worth anything, but that dollar's worth of silver is growing as
so if you're going to if you're going to get into like buying, precious metals, get the precious metals in your possession.
Right.
Don't get a certificate.
Don't get a certificate. And now, even that in World War II, they made it illegal to own gold.
Right.
They had to get, all the gold coins. They made it illegal and actually threatened to put people in prison if they didn't turn it in. And so the government can do that. So don't think that even if you got a bar of gold or silver or you're
they can't come and take it.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. I found a box in the attic from when I was a little kid. I mean, little kid, like before school, like little kid, birthday presents and stuff. And like, I had this aunt who would always give me $2
Mm-hmm.
until the day she died. I mean, I was in my 30s and I would still get $2 on my birthday, right? It was a $2 silver certificate.
Yeah. It's a silver certificate right up here.
Yeah. So I got a stack of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I could go cash those
You're supposed
in.
to be able to.
Yeah, but if I go to the bank, are they going to actually give me silver?
I don't think you can go to the bank. I think it has to be from the government, to be honest, because that was a government note, I think. I'm not positive.
I'm going to have to check this out because I got a stack of these things.
Because that was probably before the gold standard was eliminated. So.
Correct. Yeah, this is all 60s and early 70s. Yeah. Actually, 50s, 60s, and early 70s.
And before that time, before that was eliminated, you were supposed to be able to go with that piece of paper that said $1 worth of silver was supposed to be traded for that. So
should be interesting. Yeah. I'm going to look into that one because if anybody knows in the comments about the silver certificates.
Yeah. So the whole story behind this basically is our representatives are paid a good amount of useless money to go and put in laws and regulations or whatever that's supposed to benefit our country. And since this is worth nothing, then really all they have is what they're able to do, their time and power of making our lives better.
But they're making our lives miserable.
So
think about some of these laws that
they are doing exactly the same as what this is worth, as far as I'm concerned. We've seen corruption. We've seen people being let into this country without being vetted, without being background checked, whatever you want to call it. Just hordes of people walking across the border. We've allowed other countries to come in here, basically buy up farmland, housing, all this stuff. And if this isn't worth anything, and if I'm paying somebody 174,000 of these a year and it's not worth anything, then damn it, they better back what they're doing with their actual services.
But they're not.
That they need to produce, and they're not.
Well, we go back to what I said the last episode. I think it was the last episode. These bozos that we elected should be a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Come to town, come to DC, do your thing, and then go back to your farm, your law practice, whatever it is, and it should just be a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
The way the founding fathers did it.
Right. But
now it's a career. I mean, look at Chuck Schumer.
It's a career.
The guy's been there
just
forever.
Go there and do nothing, basically. They put in more regulations, more
but they're in DC.
Taxes.
They don't even put in a full work week. I mean, they're there like 2 or 3 days and then
But
done.
the whole thing is we're getting paid this and we're told that means nothing. It's like I said, you need 38 trillion more, almost 39 trillion more of these to break even. If we don't give a portion of this useless piece of paper, and it's actually cotton, not paper, if we don't give a portion of that back to the government to pay for them to do nothing, then they're going to throw you in prison.
Right.
So at what point are people going to stop playing the game? And I think this year coming up is going to be the telltale sign. And again, I've said many times personally, what's the big deal about choosing two religions? Why do we have to, as Americans, choose which side of a religion we're on that is not our religious bedrock here? Why do I have to pick between Jewish and Muslim? Why am I forced by my government?
What if you're Catholic or Protestant?
To pick, well,
what if you're Amish?
That's exactly. So why am I being forced to do this? Is it a charade? Is it just a game to keep the populations just keep going on? Because obviously this doesn't mean anything. people going to Washington obviously doesn't mean anything. Writing strong letters. I mean, this paper is probably worth more than the 38 trillion of these.
Well,
so,
if you figure in the actual paper plus the ink.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, we might be in the red.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or in the black. I'm sorry.
In the black. Well, it is black ink.
Yeah. So my frustration this morning.
I know you were very frustrated.
I'm done. I'm taking a break from the rah-rah because I think there was a good plan as far as trying to get the country back on its feet. And it started out that way. And then
somewhere a wrench got thrown into it.
And then the people who are supposed to be supporting those ideas have not held up their part. And I'm taking useless pieces of paper out of my check every week and giving these useless people pieces of paper to basically useless people in our government. And it gets frustrating. So
I hear you. Like, why did Dan Bongino quit?
Yeah. So why did Elon Musk say there's no hope? There's no hope for you can't fix the government. He said that. You can't fix it. You can only try and Band-Aid it. You have to start something else to take over what was there because it's so corrupt and so broken that it can't be fixed.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. So, at what point does the population say, all right, we got to start over?
Are we now moving in the direction or getting closer to what all the preppers say? All these people who are prepping for like when the shit hits the fan and like doomsday.
I don't know if that's going to be the outcome or if people just get to the realization that government is just so broken and it's just all a shell game that we're going to have to start over. I think, if you're going to vote, I think one of the most important thing you can do is vote in a primary.
Oh, absolutely.
And unfortunately, the way the system has been set up, you can only pick a Democrat or Republican.
Some states are different.
Well, in this state.
No, but some states are different where you can be an independent and vote in a primary.
Right. But I'm talking here. So it's like now we're going to have to start concentrating on even before everybody talks about the election.
No,
Nobody
the primary
talks about
is
the
the
primaries.
big one.
If we had people showing up at primaries and voting for people that actually want to help the system, and if we had half the people show up for primaries that they show in the general election,
yeah, it'd be awesome. It would be awesome.
The country would change overnight.
But people are lazy.
Right.
And they are uneducated they're ignorant to the facts of how the electoral process works. Mm-hmm. So they don't look at the primaries as the important one. But if you don't pick the candidates,
right,
in the primary, what do you get in the general?
Right.
A bunch of idiots.
But they're lulled into ignorance by the drugs, by, the EBT cards and money that doesn't, that's why I keep saying the digital currency. What does it matter?
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter, because it doesn't mean anything now. So what's a digital currency going to matter? Other than the government can go now completely control you. But they control us now with this anyway, because they make us pay them with this. And they're supposed to be doing a job. And their job is about as worth as this. So that was my frustration this morning.
I hear you. But we can't give up hope, though.
No.
I don't like the word hope because hope turns into hopeless.
Right.
So
hope is the strongest thing in the universe, I believe. So I'm not giving up, but I'm not going to play the game.
No, you don't have to.
Started, couple episodes ago, I said, I'm done. I'm done.
But look at me. I mean, with the music industry, have I played the game? No, I did for 50 years. And I finally said, screw it.
Yeah.
You know, and look where I am.
Right.
You know, I'm hated.
Right.
I mean, I'm still playing, but.
And it's all over this. It's all over this.
Absolutely.
This is your God.
I mean, just to think about this. The Kennedy Center, actually good segue, right?
Yeah.
The Kennedy Center, where is it? Here, no, that's not it. Here it is. Big thing with the Kennedy Center. So the board of directors of the Kennedy Center renamed it from the Kennedy Center to the Trump-Kennedy Center. Why? Because the thing was whole and it was falling apart. And he raised all this money to renovate the place. Mm-hmm. So the board thought, wow, this is cool. Let's stick his name on it too, because he did all this stuff without using government funds, right? Well, all the lefty musicians lost their collective debt and started canceling gigs left and right. Mm-hmm. But half of them you've never even heard of.
Right.
So like, who really cares? Mm-hmm. My feeling on this is, it's a gig. Somebody's going to pay you, regardless of what the name is on the building. Who gives it? Grow up and play the gig.
Exactly.
Pardon my mouth, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's like, grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
And they're just a bunch of babies. They're whining, sniveling little brats.
Yeah. And you're playing for this, and it's nothing.
Yeah, but they're giving that up. Because they're trying to make a point. Well, I'm not going to play because he's a Hitler.
No, but I'm saying this doesn't mean anything. So they think they're all that. They have a mansion. I have a $30 million mansion. Well, no, you don't. You have a negative $38 trillion, $380 billion, $506 million. $147,996.03 mansion.
There you go. Anyhow, getting back to these artists. They're musicians. It's a gig. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who really cares?
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
You're just hurting yourself and looking like an idiot for canceling a gig.
Yeah.
And nobody's ever heard of you anyhow.
Right.
So,
and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what party is in there.
No, it doesn't.
This doesn't go down. This just keeps going up. So
it's unbelievable.
Your party that you're canceling that gig for helped us get there too.
Yeah. So they're losing their minds over this.
Yeah.
Which is just absurd.
Yeah.
Then I said to Bruce, it's like right before we came on, should I print some stuff out? He goes, nah, we'll just talk about the year. And it's like, well, there's a whole lot going on, you know? So you remember a couple of years ago, this little thing from China, this virus, right?
Yes.
They kind of changed the world.
It came from a bat, didn't it?
Yeah. At a wet market in
Wuhan.
Right.
Yes.
So now the headline was world's most contagious virus detected at 2 major U.S. airports amid holiday traffic. They're trying to scare the world, right? It's the measles.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the way
you
it was.
Grew up
I had the measles
couple
when
years
I was a
before
kid.
me.
Right.
Didn't they used to have like chickenpox parties?
Yes, to get everybody so you would get it, so you would then
get it over with, right?
Get it over with, and then you'd have immunity.
Right.
But the way this was, I saw the headline and it's like, wow, here we go again, right? So one of the most infectious diseases was detected at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. One guy, one case of measles was identified in a passenger at Terminal B and C. Now, how could you be in B and C at the same time? I mean, it's in the same building, but...
Yeah.
I think.
Well, maybe they moved from B to C or something. Contaminated both.
So this is according to New Jersey Department of Health. Measles symptoms include a high fever, cough, runny nose, watery red eyes, and a rash that usually appears between 3 and 5 days after symptoms begin. And then, God forbid, another one on Christmas Eve was some guy from Texas at Boston's Logan Airport had the measles. God forbid somebody gets the measles. But the way it's like world's most contagious virus. Unbelievable.
Well, the
isn't
kids
it?
these days, what is it, like 72 vaccines they're supposed to have before?
So they're
It's unbelievable.
they're pushing this measles vaccine thing.
Oh,
No
is
way,
that what it is?
man. No way. There was a guy I met recently. It was last week. I'd say he was maybe late 50s, early 60s. And he literally shook like he had Parkinson's. And I don't know, we started talking. We were standing in line at this store. And the poor guy was like shaking. And he said to me that the shaking, it's like almost like a palsy, Parkinson's kind of thing. It came from a side effect of a drug for diabetes. And it's not a temporary thing. This is now permanent. But they didn't warn him about this. And he said, if I had known, I never would have done this.
Well, it's the same with the vaccine. I remember seeing tons and tons of videos of people after taking the jab, having side effects.
Oh, big time side effects. I know 2 guys with really bad heart problems because of it. And their doctors told them that's what it was.
Yeah. But we all had to keep it quiet.
God forbid you say anything. We were
get kicked off of Facebook.
Not just that, but people lost jobs over not getting vaccinated.
Get kicked out of the military.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
Well, Trump said that he was going, or Pete Hegseth, one of them, said that they were going to start bringing these guys back with back pay,
Right.
which I think they should do.
So the same people that did all that, they created this too. So just so you know.
Right. And then there's a ground beef recall. E. coli. 2,800 pounds of raw 9010 ground beef may be contaminated with E. coli 026.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
You know what all this stuff is, probably?
Fear.
It's fear, and it's to try to get these lab-grown frickin' meats.
Frickin', that's 4 times tonight. He said frickin' 4 times. I said the other one, but no filters, remember?
That's
no
right.
no filters. Well, according to this thing, Forward Farms grass-fed ground beef items.
If you cook it enough,
I don't know if does heat kill E. coli? I don't know.
I don't know. Don't they do that treat the water? Don't they heat it up or treat the milk and pasteurize and
but is that from E. coli or is that from something else?
I think it's from everything. Be honest with you. That's why they don't want you to drink raw milk because you can get
sick,
really sick. Supposedly.
Well, this stuff was shipped to distributors in California, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Pennsylvania, and Washington State. And then it went out to all the different, supermarkets. So it's big recall. But hey, it happens. Oops. That's why this buddy and I we're splitting a cow. He texted me today and he said the cow's going to be ready Saturday, so we're going to go pick it up.
Cool.
I don't know where I'm going to put it.
Right.
Half a cow. I mean, it's all butchered up already.
Yeah. Right.
I think we may need another freezer. Want some meat?
Maybe.
And then 2025, as we're doing a recap, but we kind of went off on this tangent because Bruce was upset this morning.
I wasn't upset. I was just
done.
Yeah. And I'm not like end of the world. It's once you see the truth, once the truth exposes itself, there's just you don't need anything else. It's going to go this way or this way.
Well, you have a choice.
You know what I mean?
You have a choice. You can either react to it or you choose not to.
Right. But the truth is always the best. So there's a calm. I'm very calm. I don't have any stress towards all this or whatever because
there's nothing you can do about it.
Well,
one,
there's stuff you can do, but the whole reality of the matter is, if I go, everybody's going with me.
Yeah, right.
Because we're all going together. Because this means nothing. Government can take away your house, can take away anything. They can put you in jail. And unless you smarten up, and what we've been talking about here for the last 8 months.
And a lot of it's coming true.
It's to help everybody. It's not to help one side. This is to help the country. We want the country to be better. And it doesn't matter if you have purple hair and nose ring or if you're, in a black tie tuxedo. It doesn't matter. We're for everybody. Come in here legally. We're for you.
Absolutely.
What we're saying is is going to help everybody. And when I say this is useless and everybody's going down, we're all going together. So you better start waking up to the fact that it doesn't matter what symbol your political party has. It's like we're all going together. So it doesn't matter. We can all go up together. We can all go down together. Doesn't matter.
It's unbelievable.
Right?
It really, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the 2025, there's this big push now for gun banning. And as everybody knows, over the past umpteen months, there's been a rash of shootings. But on a positive note, 2025's most gripping self-defense shootings, self-defense across the country. People are actually fighting back for a change. And like a church security guard, a donut shop owner, homeowners who were their house was getting broken into and they were getting attacked, they actually pulled out their handguns and shot the assailant.
Good.
But that doesn't get reported. Only the bad stuff gets reported.
Sure. Absolutely. That's how they keep everybody in fear and control. Because that's all they got. This doesn't mean anything. Well, that's all they got. They got to make you afraid.
The thing about this gun ban thing.
Same with the pandemic. Everybody made it through. What was the mortality rate?
Oh, it was small.
0.7%, whatever it was.
But they blew it way out of proportion.
Yeah.
As we all know.
Right.
I mean, I got it, and I was scared to death. I really was, because I got it bad. But I got it when it first came out, and nobody knew anything about it.
Right.
And I was sick, man. I mean, I don't want to ever go through that again.
See, I had I wish I was that sick every time I was sick.
What?
I slept for 3 days. I lost my taste and smell, and that was it. I didn't have a cough. I didn't have a fever.
Oh man, we were down for the count for a month. It was bad.
I just got tired. I didn't even have a sniffle.
Wow.
My nose was clear. Matter of fact, like I told you, it felt like whenever you dive in a pool and all the water shoots up your nose and you got that feeling.
That's what it felt like?
That's what it felt like.
No, this was
days.
gasping for air, coughing my brains out, 103 fever.
Right.
For weeks.
Maybe I really had the flu.
Maybe. Well, yeah, probably.
Because that went away.
Yeah, the flu just disappeared, didn't it? No, this year, epidemic proportions.
Dum, dum, dum.
And they want everybody to get a flu shot.
Right.
Yeah, not. No. You know what's interesting? I never get a flu shot, and I never get the flu.
Yeah. First time I ever got a flu shot, I was sicker than a dog with the flu. And then I didn't get it. And then I was talked into getting it.
And you got sick?
No. I think I got it twice, 2 or 3 times. And I didn't get sick after that, but I haven't really had the flu. So I only took it a couple times. I don't even know if I've gotten it a dozen times in my life, but
yeah, I've had
just
the flu
never
like 3
get the
times
flu.
Maybe.
I do get sinus infections and stuff like that, but as far as the flu, just after the flu shot.
Interesting. Well, I want to finish up with this gun ban thing. Yeah. So the anti-gun crowd, they keep talking about these school shootings, mass shootings, this, that, and the other thing. What I want you to do to get the real statistics is go on the FBI's crime statistics website, and it's all laid out. And it's nothing like what these people are talking about. Not even close.
Right. Yep. It's, and there is no database, I believe, yet, unless I created one for self-defense.
No, not to my knowledge.
Right. I believe there was something that was documented. Don't quote me, but I believe it was the Obama administration that nixed that.
Well, they didn't want anybody. But God forbid.
Right.
People are actually protecting themselves.
Right.
Horrors.
Right.
I mean, somebody breaks in my house and threatens my life, they're not getting out. Well, first they got to get through, past the dogs.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, new.
Yep.
It's kind of sad that we're down to that now.
Well, let's see what happens with the Supreme Court case with was it concealed carry or the constitutional carry or so that's supposed to go into effect, I believe, the 1st. We'll look into that. We'll come back on that for the next episode. But
the $200 tax stamp for silencers and machine guns is going away on the 1st.
Right.
Still got to do all the the paperwork, but the $200 tax stamp is gone.
Right. So
I can't believe they're actually giving up a tax.
Yeah, believe that. Yeah. Well,
and that's been in effect since 1934. The National Firearms Act of 1934 put that $200 tax stamp on silencers, machine guns, sawed-off shotguns, short-barrel rifles, and other weapons of destruction.
The tax on money that means nothing. To keep you unarmed. So, listen, before they smarten up and they realize we figured out that this means nothing, use as much of this as possible and go out and buy, the cans of food and
whatever.
Ammunition, guns, a new car, just
a new car.
Go use it before we realize that it means nothing. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Absolutely. Get the economy going again.
Absolutely.
Although gas prices came down this year.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
it's $2.89 here.
They're getting there.
I paid, I had points from, where was it? One of the supermarkets. They sell gasoline too. So I had enough points and it was $2.89. I got it for $2.79. I got 10 cents. No, $2.39.
Yeah, $2.39. You said
it was 50 cents off. 50 cents off a gallon.
Yep.
Which was kind of cool.
I think it was $2.82 regular price.
But I want to go back to like the 70s prices.
Oh, yeah, man.
25 cents for a gallon of gas, 40 cents, whatever.
But then, too, you could, you sit on the fender, change the spark plugs. You
can't do that anymore.
Take out the engine to change the oil filter.
And now it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, what do you say there, Brucey?
Yeah. So for 2026, save your silver, right?
Absolutely.
We hope everybody
just be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
There's so much anger going on.
Well, that's the thing. And that was my point. We're all going up or we're all going down. Doesn't matter what.
It doesn't hurt anybody to say hi, thank you, goodbye.
Right. Exactly. Don't park on the sidewalk.
Right.
Don't park in a handicap.
Oh, and okay, let's real quick. Pet peeves for 2025, right? Dunkin Donuts. Right. I stopped. I had to go home to feed the dogs, right? And because my wife was out. So she called me and said, "Can you go home? I'm not going to get home in time. Can you go home and feed the dogs?" Okay, great. So Bruce says to me, "Do me a favor, stop at Dunkin', get some coffee and some donuts," right? So once again, I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I said, 2 large coffees, cream and sugar, and you got any jelly donuts? No, we're all out of donuts. I said, what do you mean you're all out of donuts? You're Dunkin' Donuts. How could you run out of donuts? They ran out of donuts. So the guy said, well, we have some chocolate chip muffins left. Okay, give me 2 of those. I'm surprised they had 2. Yeah. So that's pet peeve number 1 is Dunkin' Donuts. They should just
never run out of donuts.
Right.
What happened to that guy that got up at 2 a.m. and made the donuts?
Yeah, he's gone. Well, they don't even make them in the stores anymore,
I know.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get it, it's stale.
Yeah.
Nothing like a stale jelly donut,
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Put in a frozen truck and
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know if they heat them up there or they bake them there.
Yeah.
Do they get the pre-made things and then just heat them up, or? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But we should find out. Anyhow, Dunkin' Donuts, I'm not a big fan anymore, but everybody knew that. The big one for me, people driving at night with their brights on, the high beams. What is that all about? And you flash them, and they just don't even, they ignore you.
Right. Yeah.
So that's number 2. Number 3, the big one. People are doing like 50 miles an hour, and then they come to a complete stop to make a turn. What is that?
Can look both ways.
Seriously, what is that?
On a straight road.
They'll stop right in the middle of the road to make a turn where they don't have to.
Right.
It's like you just turn.
Mm-hmm. I told you, I think it's this RMNA PQRST that they injected
pills
into people.
Stupid pills.
Starting to make people nuts.
It's just, wow. And the anger of people, like.
I know what we need.
What do we need?
We need a Leering Center.
Is that like a jet thing?
Yeah. Right.
A Lear jet? Leering, yeah. I really can't wait to see what happens.
We can learn.
I really can't wait to see what happens in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
it is gonna spread though. People
definitely
are talking in Texas. It's not going to be just blue states. It's going to be across the country, and that is going to lead into, like you said, the medical.
Well, this whole medical thing is crazy. And doctors are afraid. Doctors are actually afraid of treating people the way they should be treated because of insurance companies and big pharma.
Yeah.
It's like they have this protocol of what they have to do.
Well, they got big pharma on one side and they got attorneys on the other getting sued. So they're stuck right in the middle.
Right. But think about this. I had to go for a test. I had to do all this other stuff first before they would schedule this test.
Right.
It was like a breathing test because I had the bronchitis.
Yeah.
But I had to do all this other nonsense first before they would schedule this test. Right. Why not you just send me for the test and let's get rid of the drugs and stuff?
Right.
No.
Got to make sure you're healthy.
It's crazy.
Can't execute the guy unless he's healthy.
Which is true.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But we're living in a crazy place that makes no sense.
World.
What happened to just logic, common sense?
It's gone. It was
just like common sense. Like, to me, there's no gray area. It's either black or white.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a piece of parchment. It's paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. But again, everybody's got to be, a reality TV star and make everything a big drama. So
I'm sick of drama.
Yeah.
If I want to see drama, I'll watch General Hospital if it's still on,
Luke and Laura.
He just died.
Did he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Anthony Geary. Anthony Geary. There's one band I was on the road. Like the whole band was into General Hospital.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
10 minutes to Wapner.
Yeah.
Is that what it was like?
Absolutely. And what's funny is I had this battery powered TV, right? And I had it in the bus, and the bus driver ran a wire outside, and we had one of those stick on magnetic antennas.
Oh,
on the
right.
roof. I mean, it's in the 70s, and whatever time zone we were in. When it came on, everybody's around my bus seat, looking, watching Luke and Laura. It was a riot.
Oh, that was huge. Yeah.
It was really, a whole band was into soap operas. It was
Simpler
great.
times, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was a riot.
Yeah.
To go back to those days, DAZE, but.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So let's see what 2026 brings.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you next year.
Yeah. I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the flip side of 26, right?
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Slam the follow button. This is Podpinions.